So this one's longer than yesterday, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so the next topic, moving on from plus size stuff, just looking your best in general, regardless of what size you are. I was raised like when you're meeting someone important, or like if you have like an important job interview or like something, that like you put your best foot forward, you put your best face forward, you put your best dress forward. I am a nice person. Guys, I have a good heart. I'm very intuitive to other people's emotions. I'm a Pisces, so like I can tell when people are like upset or something is bothering them, and I never want to intentionally hurt anybody's feelings. So I'm not a catty person. But there's some things that I've seen on these cruises where I'm just like, did you forget that like where you were headed? Did you forget who you were gonna see? Guys, I saw a girl a couple of cruises ago. It might have been my first cruise at the beach party. She was a bigger girl. That's not a problem. I've just gone through all of that. But she looked like she had just rolled out of bed. Could not have cared less what she looked like. And she had on flip-flops, and those toenails could have shredded the thickest sheets that you could put on a bed. You don't have to get a pedicure. Just like hygiene, guys. Like, you're meeting the Backstreet Boys. You're going to meet the Backstreet Boys. Let me be clear. You are going to be this close to one, if not all five of the Backstreet Boys at some point during this cruise. For some of you, it may not be until photo day when you're standing next to them and you're actually shaking hands, with the boys when you're taking your picture. But odds are you're going to meet them multiple times throughout this experience. Like, put forth some effort, God, for your own self. Like, just for you're going to be more confident if you go on board looking as well as you can look. And there's no dollar amount of money. I'm sorry. You can get toenail clippers for like $2. None of you guys can. And first of all, if you can't afford toenail clippers, then you can't afford to be on this boat. The priorities, my friend. I'm not trying to be mean. If you don't, carry yourself with confidence. But if you don't want people looking at you sideways, cut your toenails if you're going to wear sandals. If you aren't going to polish your nails, you don't have to get a manicure. Make sure your nails are clean. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just being real. Do you think that, like, if you go in to hug a Backstreet Boy hands first and the first thing they see is you have filthy nails, that they're like, I would not, I'm sorry, like, I couldn't be a Backstreet Boy. Let me just put it out there. I couldn't do it. I'd be scared someone was going to give me the flu or something, and I'm out here, hugging everybody and touching on everybody. I would just be bathing in antibacterial when I got back to my room. After every encounter, I just would be. Especially if people were coming at me with blade toes and filthy fingernails. I wouldn't want any party of it. Brush your hair. Wash your hair. Guys, you can tell when someone hasn't washed their hair. You can tell from a distance. Wash your hair, guys. Just put your best self forward. Don't assume that you're just gonna be. You can look good from a distance. You can be a Monet. We're like, oh yeah, really, really pretty, and then you get up close and you're like, that's just a bunch of dots. If you know what movie that's from, that she's a Monet. If you know what that's from, then you're awesome. Hashtag it was clueless. You're gonna meet the Backstreet Boys. You're gonna be right up on them. Dress accordingly. Prepare yourself accordingly. Bathe accordingly. I can't I'm saying this because I have to, because I've seen too much. Gotcha. Sharon asked the question. She wanted to know how long the meet and greet actually lasts. So the meet and greet session takes place during your photo group. And it's pretty fast. It's like an assembly line. They're basically just pushing people through, quickly get next to the boy that you plan to take your picture with. Honestly, it's about, depending on how organized your people are and how fast everybody gets into place, it's going to be a roughly 30-second, if not less than that, quick interaction during the photo group. Being real with you, because it's a full boat and they've split everybody up into 2 different photo sessions, but that's a lot of girls in the photo group. And basically what happens is everybody lines up leading into whatever, usually like ballroom or like club where they've set up to do the pictures. And everybody lines up in the corridor of the ship, usually like along the casino and all that, and it winds, and the line can go all the way back to the atrium. And if you've never been on one of these cruise ships, you guys, they really are floating hotels. They're massive. So it's a long, 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 long line of girls. They're moving people through as quickly as possible to get these pictures taken. So yeah, it's not a super good interaction. Just being honest, it's very fast. But they are there, they are present, they're in it, they're looking at you, they're talking to you. Even if you get a chance, because you kind of go down the line, to talk or say something to each of the boys as you go into position to stand next to the boy that you want to take your picture with. But it is a pretty quick, photograph. Jessica, that's hilarious. Yes, we should all Velociraptor stalk Kayla. Just find out wherever Kayla is, and instead of stalking the boys, just stand outside of her cabin and do the, so Kayla, where are you going next? Because the girl is lucky. She's just made of clovers. But yeah, anyway, I'm not trying to sound mean. I promise you guys I'm not. But just like, we're all adults. I don't think anyone over this on this cruise is allowed to be under the age of 21. Sorry, making sure I'm not getting a message. Yeah, we're all adults. You know how to act in public and how to dress in public. You know that you should bathe and that you should have good hygiene. I shouldn't have to say it, but I am saying it because I've seen some things that have made me question humanity. And I also think, honestly, sometimes Backstreet fans, people think we're crazy anyway. If all of us are on our pictures that get published looking like we don't care, people are going to think we're crazy. So take one for the team and take a shower. Cut your toenails, clean your fingernails. Get attention and keep your dignity. You guys let me know if you guys are feeling like this is going too long. Like, please, in the comments, I'm going to pause really quick. And if you guys feel like I should stop and continue this in a separate vlog at a different time, please let me know, because I don't want to bore anyone or feel like I'm wasting everybody's time. So if you're still listening, if you could put something in the comments saying whether you want me to keep going now or if you want me to stop, because I'm a little over halfway through what I wanted to cover. Anybody? Bueller? Should I stop now and save the rest for another vlog, or should I keep going? Or like send me a message if you don't want to comment on the video. Okay, comments are being delayed and I'm not seeing them. People are saying keep going. All right, cool. I know that I can be long-winded, so I don't want to like piss people off. So the next thing I was going to talk about is how to get attention and keep your dignity. How to get attention, if you want to get attention from all of the guys, then especially for deck parties, do something with your costume that's going to be a really unique idea. That being said, your idea needs to be clear and easily recognizable. I wouldn't necessarily do something that's so complicated that needs to be explained, something that's so obscure that no one's really going to understand what you're doing. Case in point, I will use myself as an example. For BSB Cruise 2013, for one of the Halloween nights, because it was one of the cruises that happened in October, I wore a costume and it had a corset situation and a long dress, and it was like a steampunk inspired outfit based on a comic book character that I'd come across called Lady Mechanica. And Lady Mechanica, if you guys don't know, which I discovered no one knows who Lady Mechanica is. She's this like cyborg robot that lived in the 1800s that like wants to know where she came from, and she just kicks a lot of ass. Nobody knew who the hell Lady Mechanica was. People were just like, I like your steampunk costume. I'm like, yeah, I'm Lady Mechanica. Lady Mechanica. Did anybody? Nobody? No? Okay. Yeah. So that was kind of a bust. I've seen people do really just like over the top costumes that weren't sexual or sexy in any way, and they were the ones that were like really, really loved by the boys. Think about it this way. We are all women. We are all shaped differently. We all have curves. We're all sexy in our own way, shape, or form. Sexy isn't necessarily unique. And you will see that when you guys get on the boat, because there will be girls that are going to be like, I'm going to be the sexiest thing that ever walked into a Backstreet Boys life. No, you're not, because that girl over there, she's like pretty much naked. She's pretty hot too. You're not special. Special is going to stand out as something that's just really well thought out. So that's if you want to get the attention of like just the boys in general. If you have a certain boy like me, if you're a Kevin girl and you're basically going on this cruise for Kevin interaction, and if you get interaction from some of the other boys, you're like really, really happy about it, but like you're not bummed if you don't. You know what I'm saying? I will try to do things that I feel like Kevin's gonna notice and be excited about. So if you're a Nick girl, you might want to do a costume that's based on something that Nick would really appreciate. I don't know, so maybe something comic book or video game related, or Tampa Bay Buccaneers related. So like, yeah, if they do a theme night that's related to like sports teams or something, Tampa Bay Buccaneers will probably run out of merchandise, because I know a lot of you girls are going to run and grab some Tampa Bay stuff. So keep that in mind. If it's a sports theme and you're a Nick girl and you're trying to get Nick's attention, maybe try to do something other than Tampa Bay, because everybody's going to be in Tampa Bay. It's easier to plan and plot what you're going to wear for the theme nights when you know what the theme nights are going to be. So I just got a reminder from somebody to remind everyone that apparently they're going to be releasing the cruise themes on Thursdays. I don't know if it's going to be every Thursday or if it's going to be every other Thursday, or like a Thursday each month leading up to the cruise until like April or something. I don't know. But apparently cruise themes are going to be announced on Thursdays. I don't know how frequently I'm going to be doing these vlogs. I really didn't plan to do a vlog every day of the countdown. I'm just not going to, because I don't have the time to do it, and I don't have that much to talk about, even though I've been yapping for almost 2 hours. But when they release cruise themes, you guys can pretty much definitely expect a vlog from me, because we can kind of chit chat about ideas and that kind of stuff.